meeting of District 721 to order. Please note that all board members are here except Denny and Tammy. And now we'll stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion approved. Okay, now we'll have the board committee reports. Policy committee?
We met last week and reviewed a group of policies, and as usual, we matched them up to MSBA's or made minor changes per administration.
And Denny's not here to give us Southwest Metro or CPAC report. Is there a community ed?
No, and wellness either.
Okay, and there has been no early childhood committee either. Superintendent's report?
Yes, a few things here. Since our last meeting, we had the Duck Cup, where we had a speaker come in that was sponsored by the Duck Cup organization. So this is the 7th year doing that, bringing in speakers, talk about mental health, suicide, that type of thing, and did a wonderful job. Spoke to both our high school, middle school, met with our staff, and so we're very grateful for all that they do for our kids. And I think I mentioned last time how much they've expanded to, I think, 4 other districts around our area that they go to. So we're very appreciative of that. Finishing up Love to Read Month in our elementary schools. It's been fun. I know myself and other people around our office have been going to the elementaries and reading to kids, so it's been fun, and all the schools getting lots of visitors there, doing a lot of celebrations, and that's been very positive. And we had yesterday the district band, all of our bands for the panorama at the high school. Yesterday afternoon, it was a big success. Ironically, this afternoon I was getting a haircut downtown, and my hairstylist said the 5th grade band sounded like her high school band when she was in high school. She couldn't believe how good, how talented our kids were, all the way from 5th grade all the way up to high school. So they must be very impressive. So we're very proud of that. And finally, best wishes to our wrestlers. We got 7 individuals going on to the state tournament. We had, of our 14 wrestlers, they all finished in the top 4. So they had a good, great season. I think it was 28-2, finished runner-up in the section. And like I said, 7 individuals going on to state. I think they're going to, approximate time that they're going to begin wrestling, our class, the 3A class, will be 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Also want to congratulate Dan Wagner, the head coach, for being named section coach of the year. So that was a very nice honor for Dan. He does a great job. Has really moved that program along. That's all I got.
And now we have a report on the therapy dogs in the schools.
Okay. Amy, you want to introduce them here? Amy Johnson. Bring the mic down.
I'll introduce you. First of all, I want to thank the school board for welcoming our handlers and their dogs to the meeting tonight. We have a presentation we'll go through, and I'm going to introduce the purpose, again, why we have our therapy dogs and these wonderful individuals that have volunteered their animal to be a part of our district and helping to support our kids. And then I'll let them talk a little bit about what each dog has done. It's been unique to the role of the person as well as the dog. So The purpose to volunteer services to provide aid to students who have that social, emotional, and behavior learning challenge in school, and also some school phobias. It's helped with some school anxiety. So, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Janelle. And also, we've had our dogs help with some of the reading challenges too that our kids face. So every single time they have a scheduled visit, it's pre-approved through the building administration, and so we're well aware. And like I said, it kind of depends on each level. And we will start with so we have AJ right over here with Amy Hennon, and Amy's our social worker at Falcon Ridge, and we have Ellie over here at the back, and that's Mary Drazen. She's a second grade teacher at Falcon Ridge. And then we have Lulu with John Shriver, who's our school psychologist at Eagle View in the high school. So we'll start with Lulu. John, if you want to come up and talk a little bit about.
Yeah, this is Lulu. I don't probably need a microphone. She has been with my family for 4 years, and we just adopted her and realized that she has got a great personality for kids and helping with emotions, because she's friendly, basically. So we've been at Eagle View bi-weekly, just all day long. And in the high school, we helped out with finals, and that was pretty successful. The kids, I think, needed a break, especially on that first day. So AJ and Amy were there too. A couple of things that we've been doing, kind of been a blend of, sometimes she'll pop into a classroom if the kids just want to take a 10-minute, we call it like a fuzz break. She just comes in, the kids kind of surround her and pet her, and it's pretty exciting. Like they get. So I think that helps individual classrooms, and then even in the hallways too. It's just fun. Another thing is we do some, I would call it like dog therapy, where individual kids will get a waiver signed by their parents, and they'll come in for maybe 10 or 15 minutes with Lulu, and they will.
She's got a little cold.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. And they'll just hang out with her, and we'll just talk, and they usually brush Lulu. They're all kids who kind of have emotional concerns, have a different kind of break during their school day. So that's been, I think, rewarding for Lulu and the kids. And also separation anxiety, like a lot of those kindergartners just do not want to come in the morning. We've got like a little short leash that we connect to her back. And I hold the long leash, and then the kindergartner. Of course, the classroom usually gets a visit. That kindergartner get in, get going. That's been pretty positive. I'll show you this poster. We can pass this around. This was from the high school final exams. When Amy and I were hosting during lunch periods of final exams, we just said, hey, if you guys want to sign a poster, talk about what this means to you to have a dog here during final exams. So I'll pass this around. You guys can take a look at that. I'll read you some of the highlights. One of the best comments that a high schooler gave was, they said, "This is the best day of my life." And I thought, well, I hope it gets better after this. They were just excited.
That says a lot if they just had finals.
I think it was a comparison. 2 hours of files and then therapy dog.
Right.
Another one said, "I would give my life for these animals." At that point, she felt good about that. Another one said, "Replace advisory with puppy time." That's 11 endorsements. So maybe advisory can have a dog incorporated into it. But they were all positive. The kids, I think, needed that. And what's interesting about the dogs is they can do things that can try to cheer up students or try to make their day better. But like they connect with animals in a way that we can't. So it works for little kids as well as the high schoolers too.
So this is Amy and AJ. If you want to do a little overview of what AJ has been doing at Falcon Ridge.
So at the beginning of the year, we went into every kindergarten classroom and we introduced gardeners and just taught them how to greet a dog, how to ask for permission, where AJ likes to be petted, and things like that. So that was in every kindergarten classroom. Since then, we have gone into several classrooms. I usually leave it up to teachers if they ask. I also have her greet kids in the morning, so anytime I'm there, I'll stand in different hallways so that different kids get the opportunity to meet her. I'll bring her with me on bus duty, so she's been seen out on bus duty before. And then we do a lot of the similar things that John had mentioned. Just if there's a child having anxiety or crying or any sort of issue, I mean, she can so quickly, it's amazing. Just today, I saw a girl, it was before school actually had started, and it was kids' company. They were getting ready to go outside, so she had a coat on, and I kind of know her from outside of school, and I said, oh, hey, I'm sorry I heard about your dog. She had a dog die, and she said, well, I actually had 2 of them die in the last 2 weeks. And it was so cute the way AJ kind of went up. She put her paws on her arm a little bit. And I said, no, down, you know, like I didn't want her to jump. And it wasn't, it was like a real gentle. And her eyes got big and she said, and it was so sweet. And it was just one of those things that you know, I don't know how she sensed it. There were 3 girls standing there. And the way she reacted to that one girl was just really cool. Really special, and the girl felt it, and the look on her face was just lit up. So the staff love her too. I've had lots of staff who will say, oh, she just makes my day when I see her, you know. So that's always fun too. She's gone into classrooms, had students read to her. She's gone into special ed rooms. She's going to start going into a special ed room once a week, and the kids are going to read their sight words to her. So she's already started doing that a little bit, and she's going to start doing that now every week for 6 to 8 weeks. I did walk over to the CLC one day. Yes. I was going to meet the social worker over there to get something, and I happened to have her with me, and the kids had the door open, and they saw her, and they, of course, gravitate toward her. And so we ended up going into all 4 classrooms. So that was awesome, too, and those kids seem to really like her, and she likes them, too. So it's been really fun.
Thanks, Amy. And here's Mary and Ellie.
All right, well, I'm new to this, even though Ellie's a little bit older. Thanks to Amy's inspiration. I've always wanted to do this, but I don't have the flexibility as a classroom teacher. I do have the kids read to her, and they fight to read over. They really enjoy reading to her. I'm taking a new read workshop where we'll be going to different libraries around. I do work on weekends at Crescent Cove. It's a hospice place for kids with Ellie. It's harder in school with the classroom commitment. I'm not able to leave and go to another class or leave and take her outside. And I belong to PEP Partners, so she's only limited for 2 hours a day. But one of the highlights we do is I do bring her Friday mornings, and then we take the kids over to Malastrana, and the people at Malastrana just love her. And then the kids will read to her and to the older people at Malastrana, and that's a real positive too. I have noticed, I haven't taken any data, which I should, but I have noticed a general calmness and an efficiency in my classroom when she has been around. The kids start their day with her and reading to her, and the rest of the day just seems to go so much better. And I should probably start taking some data on it. But yeah, I volunteer usually outside of school because as a classroom teacher, a couple years, 2, 3 years, and I'll be able to come as much as I want. But we certainly enjoy it. And I was telling Amy, it's funny, I belong to North Star Therapy Animals, and all the schools around are begging. Jordan, Prior Lake, we're getting requests all the time. And here we've already got 3 with maybe 1 more on the way. I think Mary's training her dog, and you talked about it too, Amy. So it's funny how New Prague is doing so well with some of the area schools. So
That's awesome.
thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for allowing us to come, because it means a lot to the staff and to the kids.
Absolutely. Do any of you have questions for our handlers?
I just like to say I have a good friend who has a therapy dog, and she goes into hospitals in the city a couple times a week, and it's very rewarding for her and for the patients.
Well, thank you again.
Well, yeah, I just want to say, Mary and John and Amy, thanks so much for doing this. It's appreciated, and obviously it's good for kids and good for our staff too. So thank you for all you do.
Thanks for allowing them.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ellie, come.
Now, Tony Boothie will share information on on approval of an agreement with Monarch Health Management.
Good evening, Board. We do have, this is part of the MARS program, and this was decided last year, and we just received the contract from the facility, Malastrana, and this is for the CNA, or the Integrated Healthcare 2 class, and there needs to be an RN that teaches alongside our instructor for 80 hours, and the agreement that we had made last spring was to split the RN's hours. So we would need to pay for 40 hours of a registered nurse who is teaching the hands-on portion of the CNA class. When these kids graduate from the class or complete the class, they would then take the CNA test, and if they pass that and are hired by Malastrana, Mala would actually reimburse them for that cost. But for tonight, what we're here is to ask for approval to purchase basically 40 hours of an RN to help teach us the class. Jeff Decker has been the teacher of record, and he teaches on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And basically the RN helps on Tuesday, Thursdays, where they have to do more of the hands-on type RN type things. So that's what we're looking for, the approval. It's 40 hours. They gave us probably around $1,300 to $1,500 maximum.
Is this connected with the
MARS
where
program.
they go to the hospital and
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
That would just be the Mayo program. This is part of the MARS program. We have Integrated Healthcare 1, which we actually had 2 classes, one in the fall and then one the second semester. And then this is the first time that we had an Integrated Healthcare 2. And this is an advanced class with 20 students. And then the part of this, and we got this from like Prior Lake also, they have this class. What they receive is the CNA license if they take the test and pass it. The kids can actually take the entire class, which of course is all certified nursing assistant work, and then they don't have to take the test at the end, but the majority of them are going to. One of the great things already Jeff has told us is there are 3 of the kids already have applied for, been interviewed, and have been offered current positions already at Malastrana here in town. So 3 of the 20 kids already are employed because of this. But there has to be an RN component, and because we aren't able to do that, but the agreement is that Mala would split it 50-50 with us. So that's about 40 hours of RN that we need to pay for.
so do the kids that are in this class have to pay something to be in the class?
They do not. At the very end, they will have to pay for the test. So if they want to take the test for the CNA, they will pay for that. If they are hired by Malastrana, Malastrana will reimburse them. If they go somewhere else.
Reimburse them for the test, okay.
Correct, yes, reimburse them for the test. If they get a job somewhere else, that would be up to those establishments.
So this is a high school class that actually gives a CNA at the end?
That is correct. And
That's impressive.
yeah, and it's you'll see that out there in a lot of different high schools, and we're hearing in the field of medicine that the majority of all the occupations start with this CNA, even doctors. We've had Dr. Wilcox talk about this, and they're going into college, of course, with a lot more information. So we're really, the 2 healthcare programs, the Integrated Healthcare 1 and Integrated Healthcare 2, is a wonderful 1-2 punch for all of our kids that are looking at the medical field.
And on top of that, like, we also have the Mayo program where kids do rotations throughout the hospital. So, yeah, the experiences that are out there for our high school students now are,
Absolutely.
it's tremendous compared to where,
My oldest went through that, and he was amazed by that program, the Mayo one.
yep.
So
I'm here tonight to ask for approval to basically pay for 40 hours of an RN from Monarch, which is the affiliate of Malastrana.
Can I get a motion to approve this agreement?
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion carried.
Thank you.
And now Principal Nicole Adams is going to talk about the revised 2021 calendar.
So here, tonight, I am asking for the first day of Student Contact Day of the 2021 school year to be dedicated for our Link Crew program, which, as we had shared a couple weeks ago, is a program where upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors are paired with incoming ninth graders to really facilitate the transition from middle school into high school. Having the entire first day would allow us to cover all of the logistics that freshmen have shared with us and parents have shared with us, give them apprehension coming into our building, set them up for success for the year, and most importantly, start building relationships with upperclassmen that are positive and based on helping and support. It also is beneficial because it gives our upperclassmen the opportunity to build their own leadership capacity. And so we'd be following suit with many area high schools. Jordan does something very similar, Hastings High School, Cambridge Asante. It's a very common, very popular program, and this model is very typical as well to help support this program.
Any questions? Can I get a motion to approve the revised calendar?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Now Sandy Lynn will talk about approval of a fire panel bid.
All right, Wold has done the letter of recommendation to award this contract to AFC Technologies, and this is to replace the fire panel at the high school. It was written up from the fire marshal, and we use funds from LTFM, or long-term facilities maintenance, for this. It's kind of the old health and safety dollars. And they had the best bid by far. Wold has, we're very fortunate. Wold has worked with AFC Technologies in other districts and have been very pleased with their performance. And this is something we can't start working on until they can do some stuff, maybe the last couple weeks of school. But usually, typically these are done without students present, but the majority of the work would be done in June. So we're just asking for approval to award the bid to them tonight.
Can I get a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion to approve the bid.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carried. Now, we're going to be going into a closed session. Okay, so that we close this meeting? Okay, so can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.